something like that, right? Abi? So I said, once you establish yourself in your workplace and you get all your foreign licensing, then you can invest your private time in part-time study. Then PhD is a strategy long-term. It's a long-term strategy. You will still get it, but it's a long-term. And you will have built maturity, you will have built asset, you will have built yourself. You won't be an hungry student. Your lecturer, whoever is interfacing, will respect you. You will talk because you have industry experience that he doesn't have, so there'll be partnership. It won't be like one-sided. I'm the only one giving you. That's what graduate school should be for now. But if you have BSc at 21, and you can devote the next 5 years, then if you can get full funding, 5 years in US from BS to PhD, do it. But still know that there is risk there for you. Don't do PhD in any field that is operational. Okay? You don't need a PhD for operational jobs. PhD is for research center jobs, research-based jobs, not operational. Operational, what do you need a PhD for? To drill a well? What? I mean, you don't need a PhD to do that. But of course, there's academic inflation. The work a BSc will do in Nigeria, we say we need masters. It's just a way of, I've done it to people, sorry, but that was my job. We put all those things in there just to, because the crowd is so much. You have to find a way. But the truth is that if you get a good BSc, you don't need a PhD for operational jobs. If you do a PhD in Nigeria, the only place I know, you should go and sleep in front of the Arif Technical University. And they won't even give you that job without political connection and everything and here and there. Okay? I'm talking what is happening today because I have sponsored people to get a job here and there, and I know what calls travel just to get a job. But if you're looking for an operational job, what do you need a PhD for here? What? In fact, to be a negative. Because the moment I know 2 people that have to remove that PhD from their resume, they remove it because everywhere they go, they don't. Go and teach. Go and tell them. Go and teach. Go and teach. Because companies don't need that. Nigeria is not a research-based economy. Our work is operational. We're not doing any research here. Most multinational companies have their research offices in their headquarters. So it's purely operational. That's what it's an operational environment. So all you need is a good BSc that can at least give you an opportunity of being shortlisted. It cannot give you a job. The job is you. The BSc is just for screening that you are shortlisted. To get a job is the human being that you are. And people like me, trained, will know who you are. You can't hide it. If I interface with you, I will write things about you. You will say I'm a winch. You will run away. Because I'm trained to do that. Okay? So to create wealth, understand the chain of production of goods and services as at today. Then re-engineer yourself to see how you can plug in. There's no point just complaining, blah, blah, blah. If you know how to do air, look at one very well. In the US, you pay between $200 to $400. So one of my niece, she likes to do that. And the man I said, if you stop this girl, I will fight you. She's doing well in school. Must everything just be read your book? I mean, she's doing well. She's making good grades. Shouldn't there be life? Our life should not become like outside book, there's nothing. No, it may have worked. Now, you are putting your life at risk. My last born plays soccer. Is the team captain for international school. I said, Goodings, Soccer is just a game that is just coming up in the US. We travel together. I told my friend, get him a soccer club for 2 weeks. The deal is that you will do academics well, and he's doing that. And I said, once you finish your school cert, I'll get you a club in Europe. I'll start talking to my friends now. Because I don't know your part. I'll get you a club before school cert and university. You have like 3 months. Go make trials. That doesn't mean he can't still get his degree. They retire very early these days. Play soccer for maybe 7, 8 years, retired, and move on. So you cannot find the totality of who you are. That's the point. Find the totality of who you are. Understand the chain of production and see how you can plug in. Next slide. School, this is the university model. Go to school, memory, write exams, get a grade, come out. But most of what you learn in university today, you can get them free at zero cost. At zero cost. My son, my second child did civil engineering. He made 4.69 over 5. He's taken several textbooks and solved them with solutions, and he created his own site now, where people have to pay him. And I said, don't market your things in there. Get a site in the US, where they have to pay him $50, $70 to get access. He's also very good singing, so he gets some jobs from kindergarten schools in US to make some. I would just see him in the evening singing. What's going on? I said, Dad, I'm doing this. So I didn't stop it. I just begged him that once it is 9, please, I want to sleep. But we still live in the same house, and I'm still the commander-in-chief of that house. So let me sleep from 9. I don't want to hear I'm singing anything. Please. But that's the deal. So he's making money, and I don't give him money. Because the earlier you stop taking money from your parents, the greater the chance you will go far. You have to make it your job to stay taking money from your parents. The moment I left Ife, I didn't collect 1 kobo from my father, uncle, anybody. I did not collect 1 kobo. I didn't. I did math to 400 levels as a geophysics student. I love math. But during the holiday, when I go see my cousin, who was a teacher, they always have math problem. So I will end up teaching in the school. So I told myself, what if I take free electives and I'm authority? I can earn a living with this. So when I finished, we missed NYC. We had to stay for 6 months. For that 6 months, I was a suitcase mentor, going from one school, teaching physics here, teaching math there, and I was earning my living like that. In fact, my first business was Center for Mathematics Development and Prudency. That was the first business that I registered, that I have the certificate. Because after a month, I began to hire other teachers and assigning them to schools to go and teach. Solve problems. You make money. There's math, there's physics problem. And I was solving it. In fact, some teacher would just give me the school curriculum. Say, teach. And they will collect my money for me from this and pay me. So I was doing that. So look for problems. But here we say God should take all our problems away. I say, that's dangerous. So money is being taken away now. You are not asking, Lord, inspire me and give me the wisdom to find solutions. You need problems to make money. But we say you should take all the problems away. Then what's going to happen to you? Every problem beg for solution. They will find you. Listen, if you are hungry, you're really hungry, and all you have is money to buy akara. On one side is one man with white grown hair telling you all the history of beans, where it migrated from, the insect that carried it, everything there. On the other side is just a person that is just frying their car and putting it. Where will you go to? Huh? You don't want to know about the names and the Latinized and that will give you knowledge. Because you are hungry. Produce something people can see and has value, they will pay for it. Produce what they can see and is needed, they will pay for it. It's simple. You see, we live in an era where you can't deceive anybody. That era is gone. You can't deceive anybody. It's gone. That era is gone. People want to see, and they will pay. I mean, everybody use phone, right? The technology for phone, do you know it? Do you care? But you're using it. That's where we are today. But the trouble is that behind this degree thing is incompetency, is ignorance. That degree thing is just a facade. And you think it will cover you. It cannot cover you. So stop invoking all those things. My cousin, much younger cousin, Fatai. I mean, he was 1 year old when his mother died. So I was the one making pap to feed him. So I'm like a father to him. He stayed with grandpa in the village. So all he had was primary 6. Primary 6. He cannot speak good English, but Yoruba, written, writing, fluent. But the point is that my extended family on my mother's side, that's the only person I welcome into my house. That's the only person that can. They say it's at the gate. I'll say, oh no, come. You know what? It's not coming to ask me for money. It's not coming to ask me for a dime. He's bringing business to me. He's bringing opportunities to me. This guy, without any university education, he listens to all the stories from the grandfather. You see, I didn't even realize that was education for him. He knew all the story in the town. That's called a good day. Everything, because grandpa will be telling us, I pay little attention when I'm on holiday, but he will listen to everything. As urbanization started coming in, people are not coming to start buying lands. He became a negotiator. When you want to buy any land, you go to him to find out whether the land is authentic or not. But he has all the history. Like over 300 years ago, he's going to be telling you everything. When he's doing that, he's negotiating. A plot on an acre, a plot on an acre, a plot on an acre. And they began to acquire lands. Then they started to build, right? Instead of buying blocks from far place, this guy started block making industry. He disposed some of the lands, bought the equipment. He called me, but I bless it. I bless it for him. He started making blocks. Then he opened 2 or 3 branches. And then when people see that this man is authority, they say, why don't you become a contractor now? I'm in Lagos. I can't be coming now and then. So this guy started learning about how to read plan. Because they trust him. So they send money to him. He started building houses for them. Then, people have to go to town to Ikorodu for bread. He just told me, he wants to start bakery. I said, I trust you. If I bring him to Ife, he will just walk around. You think he's just roaming for nothing. He's working everywhere, looking at people's needs. He will come back in the evening and say, this business is good in this place. Oh. And he's going to do it. He didn't have a degree. But do you know today, coppers are posted to his business. I have seen a female copper kneel down, say, Oga, welcome, sir. I was in my car and I just dropped my head. I've seen it. I've seen it. He told me, there's no cinema here. This place where you come, I'm going to bring a cinema. He's always thinking. That's why if they tell me, in fact, he's the one that encouraged me into holding so much land for farming. I have 10 hectares of palm kernel. And I'm also looking for Indians to come and start the production now. I don't have the money for the machine. I want to spread the risk. I can get an investor, we value it, you pay me 40%, I sell 40% shares. Then they build the company. So you don't need all this protocol you put in place. I'm not saying don't go to school, but I'm saying start redefining the dimension for yourself. The goal is to learn the process of uncovering unknowns and to learn to work with people of different diversity, to learn to have a team from the university, a team that can be trusted. So when you come out, you can work together. That's the focus of what we should be teaching today. In fact, the universities, I'm of the belief that, my profs are here, but forgive me, sir. But I'm of the belief that it will fade out. People will figure out that there's no point going there. I mean, it will fade out. If it continues like this, it will just disappear. People will figure out that, why am I going there? They're going to ask, why am I going there? For what? I can do open university and still be working. I'm putting somebody through open university now. I said, you are 23. You want to go, don't waste your time. At 20, you should be making money. You should be earning income. I cannot respect you if you are 23 and you're still collecting money from anybody. But I'll do one thing, put you in apprentice for 1 year, tailoring, do it very well. Then by December, I get you a machine, you're making money, then you can do open university. So you can still get that degree. Taking 4 or 5 years of your life to be in one place with all the NASU, Shanu, strike, blah, 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 everything, is a big risk. So I'm asking you to value that time. Don't think you are just young. You're not young. Oh, I'm just young. No. Things are happening much early now. It's your time that you are burning away. Start paying attention to it. During holiday in my house, I forbid book reading. During holidays, if you are going to read book, maybe 2 hours. Some parents will say, you are going to SS2, start reading SS2 book. That is counterproductive. Because you are telling that child, you need to hear something twice before you can understand it. Psychologically, you are killing that child. That child is not competent. Because that child cannot be exposed to something at once and get it. That's what you're doing. No, you don't do that in my house. You don't do it. I'm going to find something, activity to be doing that will be testing you. I'm going to give you different books. That's not even your physics, whatever you are doing. So I can allow you 2-3 hours a day. But you're not going to read the next class. Because if you are reading the next class, you are psychologically damaging yourself. It is counterproductive. But that child will have to hear something 2-3 times. So when they get to university, where they do 5 units every day, you don't understand, it's a mystery. So how will the child survive? You know? So pay attention to the use of your time here. Think of what you can do. If I say, why don't you start with freelance teaching? Some even feel too big that, me teacher, can't teach. I said, but that's where I started from. From that money, I can't even enter taxi. I will walk almost Ikorodu on my leg because I can't afford to enter taxi. But you know what? It gave me pride because I didn't knock on anybody's door for money. I was feeding myself. And I had a room that I paid for. That's respect. And it built confidence in me that I can do things. When you're getting something for free, you can't build the confidence. Confidence will come out of overcoming obstacles. There's no tonic for confidence. Confidence is not bravado. A confident person, no matter the situation, you just know that you can overcome it because you have done it before. This is a different form, and you'll overcome it. So the earlier you get off your parents' back in collecting money, the better for you. In my house, once you start NYC, officially, financially, I'm done with you. That's the truth. I'm done. Of course, if you come home, there'll be food for you. I won't charge you for that. I won't charge you for that. But you can't ask me for money. You have to live on what they give you. And if that's not sufficient, then think of how you can earn more. And if you have ideas, you can come to me. But if I keep on giving you, what's that? Only female could be allowed to stay in the house. After NYC, if you come on a job, I will rent an apartment for you, one self-contained. I want to be a man, not in my house. My daughters can be allowed to stay in the house. But my sons, they have to get out of the house. We can't have two generals in the house. If you don't have a job, I'll pay 2 years, self-contained, give you basic chair, table. If you like, open your mouth to the sky. Because a man is not just a male. You see, a male adult species is not necessarily a man. You develop to be a man. A male adult species is just biology. It's just biology. When you say a man, what does it really mean? That man has the capacity and the capability to provide and protect for women and children. That's a man. That is a man. You could be short, you could be tall, big, small, doesn't matter. He has the capability and the capacity to provide for women and children. That is a man. And you can't keep on taking money from me if you want to be a man. Because I've had days that I will look on the ceiling and I will count all the dimensions, the diagonals. I mean, even now when I look at ceiling, the same time I'm counting the diagonals you can count from, because there'll be days that there'll be nothing to eat. And I'll just lie down. And if you're not hungry, you can't think. You can't think. If you're not hungry, you can't think. You cannot think if you're not hungry. If the food is always there, it's in the quantity you want. It's natural. You can't think. There must be something that will induce you to thinking. Thinking is not ordinary. By looking at that, I'll start thinking, okay, what if I go to this school? I'll start thinking, okay, let me just go. And it can be an opportunity for you. And believe me, I thank the Lord that He made me, go through that type of experience. Because iṣẹ́ kì í pani, iṣẹ́ ní ń pani. Iṣẹ́ kì í pani, iṣẹ́ ní ń pani. Change your mindset. Next slide. Okay, this is the model that was taught to our parents. And many parents are still telling this to their children. But see what happened from generation 1 to generation 2, generation 3. This is the income wealth scale. And this is lifetime. What happened from generation 1? From middle class, right? Generation 2 cannot get to middle class. Because the middle class, have some comfort, some little house, some car, and the children are living that type of life and hoping that they will finish, they will get a job, they will continue. But what happened? Many middle class now cannot even send, when I say middle class, so-called literate, so-called educated, many cannot even send their children to schools now. And then what happened to the third generation? Look at the scale of wealth. It drops. But if you go back biblical, you see a family of fishermen. You see a family of carpenters. You see this family. They pass the knowledge to the next generation. School system destroyed that. The school system was modeled as a form of slavery. In the line of production mentality, chain of production mentality. But that chain of production now is broken by machine learning, artificial intelligence, and the internet. It's disrupted completely. You can have your products being produced from China, or you're marketing it from here. I mean, it's changed it. And you still kept to that chain of production mentality when there's nothing to produce here. Today, this is poverty mentality. It has worked very well in the past. Today, parents should begin to think of how they can put a value to what they do, and also see if there will be a child that will be ready to take that value and run into business. That is what today. And Makadenuga, Dangote, Shubomi, Baba Jebu. What does all these people do? They build a succession plan. You see their children taking over the businesses. You have Dangote children spread all over Africa, starting up. They will still work. Not that they're going to be lazy, but you have a child in Zambia starting up a cement factory. You have another one there. You have another one there. That's the model I will give to parents today. Because that's the model that has worked in Christ's time. It was disruption that caused it, and we are all exposed now and perhaps angry because nobody is addressing it. You see, I went to a private university convocation. I lectured there. And I was asking myself, how could they call this a university? How could they have this program in place? I mean, these are the questions. Every time I'm in their guest house, it just kept troubling my soul that how? This is deficient. This kid will just get a degree, this and that. I wasn't comfortable. So I told the VC, it may take 5 years for me to be able to help your program to the level that your students can compete. And you have to assign to me 2 lecturers who are assistants so that they can start taking what I'm bringing here. We agreed. After my first session with them, the next session they wrote me that, oh, the assistants have perfected everything, that they don't need my services. Okay, I mean, I don't want to go where I'm not wanted. But during the convocation, I was invited, and I was on the high table. And the lies they were telling, at first, I sat there, and something said, Wasil, if the Lord were to give judgment now, where will you be? I told the prop beside me that I want to get to the bathroom. I came down, I went to sit in the crowd. Because the lies that are being told here, I couldn't bear it. So parents have to be, to do more, take more interest. Don't just put a child in a place. If it's a private university, go there, look at that program, and be sure that they have the resources, because you are going to be investing millions. Don't just say, they said that, just go. Believe me, you will get a degree in Nigeria. If I teach 1+1 and I set exams, and I return grades, the university system is porous. There's no audit. There's no audit. If I set 1+1 and everybody get A, it's A. There's no way to audit it. So this is the time you need to be engaging your children when they come back from school, to have some discussion. Turn the tide. Let them know that it's their life. You are a stakeholder in it. You are interested. So it starts with telling ourselves the truth about things. Turn it to them. I think they will go back to school with a different mindset. But that's what I do for my own children. I let them know that I'm just a guardian. And I'm praying every day so that I don't lead each of you astray. But it is not my own life. It is your life. But I'm available and I want to help you. That is how I've helped. And I'm happy with them. I'm happy with the self independence, you know. I mean, every month I tell my daughter that I can't take money from you.